by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A beautiful rendition on this Memorial Day by Spencer Gonzalez. Thank you so much, Spencer. Again, always great to see him. He just ran his own 10K. He's still got enough breath in his lungs for a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Seeing a lot of our local clubs, we see some of our Somerville Road runners. The Somerville team came out, the 4th and 5th grade boys, to run with us this morning. So go Somerville, great to have you out here. Shout out to our North Jersey Master graduates as well, who are running after their training and their coaching from Coach Ferrero. They're out on the course this morning to compete, so shout out to the North Jersey Master graduates. We've seen a lot of local running clubs as well. The Young Road Runners are here. The Pacers are here from Glen Ridge, as are the Clifton Road Runners, the Garden State Track Clubs in the mix this morning. Obviously, a lot of locals out of Ridgewood, too. Always good to see our local Ridgewood runners on the course. Thank you for letting us into your backyard. All right, racers, we are about 15 seconds off. You'll hear the command, and you'll hear the start horn from our race director. Runners, ready yourselves for the 5K. And we are off. I've heard the start horn. In the 5K, here's the 2023 Ridgewood Run. Go get them, runners. We'll see you a short time from now back at the finish line, and don't forget to stick around. We've got the mile event. Looks like you're going to graduates here.
Yeah, I know.
Up on some of the other streets.
Our fast runner turn time should be much more than 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Again, we'll have our runners coming back momentarily. Keep our eyes on the finish line here for our top athletes. And the rest to follow. Again, 3,000 expected finishers combined between the 10K, 5K, and mile events. So it's a great showing on this Monday morning in Ridgewood for the 46th running of the Ridgewood Run. 5K on the course. Let's give it to him. Rob runs with the Race Faster team. He's going to break the tape here first on Linwood Ave. Your 5K champion here in 2023 is Rob Albano. Not far behind, you've got your second place finisher running with the Garden State Track Club. He was the winner of your 10K earlier. That's Jawood El Jazuli out of Patterson, New Jersey. So not a bad showing for Jawood this morning. Again, the first place finish in a 10K, second place in the 5K, and rounding out the top three men. Garden State Track Club with a fine showing this morning. Assam El Jazuli, also out of Patterson. Alberto Mena coming in. Runs out of New York, New York. So the top 3 men across, anxiously waiting the arrival of our top female finisher. And we've also added the non-binary category in the mix this year. We've got Paul McGuire out of Ringwood. Runs with Don Bosco Prep. Peter Brady, another very familiar name here at the Ridgewood Run, running out of Scarsdale. Keeping our eyes on Linwood Ave, looking for our top female finisher. Abdel Karim, Aiden Harmer coming in from Hawthorne. We've got a local runner, that's Tom Mavison out of Ridgewood. Andrew Leffers coming in from Midland Park. Runs with the Garden State Track Club. They've had a great showing so far this morning. And it looks like we might have eyes on our top female finisher. Let's raise that energy back up. And help bring her across the line. Again, your top female finisher approaching in the 2023 Ridgewood Run 5K all alone on Linwood Ave. And that's Rolanda Bell. Picking them up and putting them down. A steady pace for Rolanda, who will not be caught as she hits the finish line of the 5K here on Linwood Ave. Your 2023 champion, Rolanda Bell. More 5K finishers now, like Boyd and Drew. Drew Katz out of Somerville. As are a number of young runners this morning. Again, we've got the crew from Somerville. Kids running program, ages 10 through 12. I believe 4th and 5th graders out there on the course with us. Here comes Donnie Santos out of Lyndhurst. Marquise Cox out of Mount Laurel. And William Grogan runs out of Bergenfield.
I mean, I can't,
Jason Heap in from Morristown. Here comes Ted Massano. And Danny Palazzi out of Paramus, not too far away. Also runs with the North Jersey Masters here out of Ridgewood. And it looks like we have our 2nd place female finisher approaching. Let's make some noise for her and get her across the line. That's Carolyn Deese out of Ridgewood, New Jersey. Local runner makes good, takes home 2nd in the 5K. Again, shout out to Carolyn Deese out of Ridgewood. Hitting the finish line here in the 5K under the 19-minute mark. Seeing a lot of Don Bosco out there on the course. Matt McGuire out of Ringwood. Mark Anderson in from Allendale. Here's Matt Morano out of New York, New York. And Thomas Stoltz in from Montclair. And it looks like we've got eyes now on our 3rd place female finisher rounding out the podium. We've got a few more of our top female athletes now. But it looks like the 3rd place finish will go to Hortensia Alagia out of Clifton. So your top 3 females in, more top 10 finishes for Heather McDermott and Bianca Toledo. We've got Xavier and Ben finishing up. Benjamin is also out of Ridgewood. We've got young Taris Marituk too, running at just 12 years old here in this 5K this morning. Eleanor Jang, also just 12 years old, runs out of Leonia. Nicholas Anderson, 15 years old, out of New York, New York. Here's Casey and Nestor, wrapping up their 5K. Some more of our local Ridgewood runners. We've got Chris and Zach. Zach, another one of our youngsters, just 15 years old. I think the future of the sport is in good hands. These young runners look fantastic out there this morning. Runners like Will Barry, just 11 years old out of Ridgewood. Got young Jack Wright as well. Here come the Fortunatos out of Ridgewood, Troy and Sean. We've got John Washinko, Michael Kane, Michael Davis. A couple Mikes running side by side. Beth Benson's here. Charles and Liam also wrapping up their 5K. Once again, seeing a lot of those official Ridgewood Run shirts. The logo on the front was designed by a local high school student, Sophia Segal. So thank you, Sophia, for dedicating your art talent here to the Ridgewood Run. Here comes Carolyn, Michael, and Jay. We've got Nick and Jeffrey. Reed, Paul, and Claire all finishing up their 5K run. Shout out to Josh and Vladimir coming in. Here's Remy and John. Alexander Maslow and Gabe Stern both run out of Ridgewood. Well, our course marshals are clearing the cones and allowing the runners the full use of the roadway now. As more and more of our top finishers come across the line, we've got Garden State Track Club out there looking good. Kimberly, Carly, Steven, and Julio. John Paul and Toy, both out of Ridgewood. How about Joseph Silverman running up from Atlanta? Welcome from Georgia. Ethan Gray's in from Oakland. That's Oakland, New Jersey. More of our Ridgewood runners out there like Henry, Teddy, and Andrew. Young Henry, just 9 years old, not even double digits yet. Out there turning in a 5K. A lot of our runners out of the Race Faster team are here. We've also got a contingent from the Somerville Young Running Program, as well as our North Jersey Master Beginning Program grads, and also a group from KPMG that trained with Coach Ferraro. They're out on the course with the beginner graduates, so they're taking their first run here at the 5K this morning. Some of our young runners out there getting it done. His young runner out there pacing him. Maybe a year or two, the youngster will be out there on the course, running alongside his brother. Today he's just cheering on the sidelines, but we like that too. We've got more youngsters. In fact, a lot of young runners here in the 5K. We've got Caden running out of Ridgewood. How about Declan, Samantha? All of our young runners out there this morning. Mason and Christian, some of our locals too. Jack is also out of Ridgewood, New Jersey. Here's Adrian. Colton, Alex, Elizabeth, you're all finishers here at the 5K run. Great job. Some more of our young runners. In fact, the youngest I've seen so far, 8 years old. That's young Kai out of Ridgewood. Runners, you are looking fantastic out there this morning. Great effort all morning long. Thank you for energizing the crowd here on Linwood Ave. And runners, when you cross that finish line, continue up the roadway. Don't populate the finish chute. Again, we've got food and beverage for you just beyond the finish at the refreshment tent, so you can recharge and refuel and head beyond the finish line again. Don't stop in the finish. We've got thousands of runners who are hot on your heels, and we have to keep that finish area clear. So again, please continue up the roadway and into the festival area. As these runners keep pouring across the finish line, more of our locals now. We've got Dash, Doug, Michael, Avery, and Thomas. Our Boogie Down Bronx runners are out there this morning. The BX is here in Ridgewood. Here. Grace, Reginald, Chris, Nicholas, our finishers of this year's 5K. We've got Rohan in from Ridgewood. On the sidewalk. A great morning for a run here in Bergen County. Thank you all for coming up and joining us here at the 46th running of this annual tradition. It is the Ridgewood Run on Memorial Day 2023. It's been a fantastic start to the morning, but we've still got a lot more on tap, including our mile events, both the Elite Mile, the Community Mile, and the Fun Run Mile, which will be the grand finale. So again, a lot more to follow. If you're a fan of racing, again, the mile events get very exciting. So stick around and cheer on these great milers. They're coming up next at 11:15 following the 5K. Right now we continue to welcome home our runners like Ivan, Ryan, Stephanie, and Edward. Ruben and Harry are out there getting it done. Those are the Catanos out of Ridgewood. We've got Steven Strauss, Christine Judge, Edward Lee. More of our Ridgewood athletes. That's Edward and Steven. Jack's out there too. We've got young Braxton Adams, just 9 years old.
Go win! Go! Go win! Go win! Woo! All right,
Runners, keep moving up the roadway. We've got you covered here at the finish line. A great crowd on hand to watch you finish a 5K here on this Memorial Day. Runners, once you cross that finish, continue right into the festival area. Again, leave the finish area clear. We've got a lot of runners out there on the course. We're trying to get across that finish line too. So head back to the refreshment stand to get some food, get yourself a beverage, recharge, refuel, and then stick around for the mile event coming up in less than an hour. Again, our first mile event goes off at 11:15, approximately 11:15, after we clear the course here for the 5K. But we've still got a lot of runners out there, like young Benjamin, just 8 years old, out of Franklin Lakes. We've also got Claire out there getting it done this morning. Here come a couple of Ridgewood runners. Claire, Edward, and Joseph, all local. Omar and Kai also running in their backyard this morning. Jordan, Ryan, Brendan, Christine, Jessica. The list continues out of Ridgewood. Some very familiar terrain to our Ridgewood runners this morning. And a nice easy commute to the start line too. Welcome to the 5K finish line. Hope you had a fantastic morning. I know we've got a lot of friends and family members anxiously awaiting the arrival of their friends and family members too. So hopefully we can shout out all the teams, all the great runners out there on the course this morning. Runners like Christian and Julia, Carl, Robert, Chris, Anderson, they're all from Ridgewood, as are many of our entrants this morning. We've got Kevin out of Ridgewood and Mila out of Ringwood. Those bright orange tech t-shirts designed by Sophia Segal, local high school art student. Well, Ridgewood is well represented this morning. Thank you to all the local runners for coming out and enjoying a 5K. We've got a lot of youngsters out there too. Look at young Brian out there throwing his hands in the sky, enjoying his final footsteps. Again, seeing a lot of these young runners, just 8, 9 years old out here on the course. It's inspiring to watch the kids run this 3.1 mile race. And again, a few years from now, we can see them entered in the 10K as well. And for many runners out here this morning, they are double dipping. We've seen some familiar faces finish the 10K. So up on the course now, we've also got the Sullivan family coming in. 3 generations of Sullivans out here this morning. Grandfather, father, and son all running together. Go Sullivan family. Coming across the line for the 5K here in Ridgewood. We know your family's very proud to be out here cheering you on this morning. All smiles for the Sullivan family as they finish together here at the 5K. Also seeing Ryan and Leo out there, Joseph and Beth, Sean and Rob. There go the Sullivans, all smiles on the outside. Even the little ones clapping away. I love it. There are so many Sullivans on the roadway. They're all over Ridgewood right now. We don't know where all the Sullivans are, but they're here, we promise. Central Jersey Racing Club also out there. They've got a great run on July 1st. You should check out in Oak Ridge Park. Our Somerville running crew. There go the Somerville team leading the charge for our 4th and 5th grade boys. Lots of runners looking good in those orange tech tees. The official gear today for the Ridgewood Run. There goes Jim Sullivan, it looks like, out of Allendale.
Did we miss your brother? Where was he?
Well, it says Jim crossed the mat.
Right.
Maybe he ran so fast I didn't even see him. All right, we got Jim and Michael Sullivan coming together. And Timmy Sullivan, the Sullivan boys are out there this morning. Running together, and again, that's 3 generations of Sullivans running together here in Ridgewood. Hopefully we see this for generations to come, right? We've been doing this for 46 years. Why not another 46 with the Sullivan family? So congrats to the Sullivans for coming out and competing together. The family that competes together stays together. Team Achilles competing out there on the course. Go get them, Achilles, one of our guided runners on the course. We've got Yu Jung, Julian Kristen. Lots of Ridgewood athletes out there this morning. James, Frank, and Max, all local to Village of Ridgewood. We've got Joe Gravagna. In fact, 2 Joes in from Suffern, father and son coming in. Young Joe, just 8 years old. Go get him, Joe. We've got Matt Mendoza out of Clifton, Claire Spaulding out of Ridgewood, Mark Gallen out of Montville, Chris and Jennifer both out of Ridgewood, looking good athletes. We've got Ridgewood royalty out here this morning. Had a chance to meet Russ Stevenson, the man who won this race the first year in its inception. Russ is back out here to join us this morning and cheer on his son who was competing. So a shout out to the Stevenson family. Great to meet you. And great to meet so many of these runners like Katie, Olivia, Jason, Christina, Estalvez, Morgan. You're all finishers of the 5K.
The next like 4 minutes. Which is still a long time.
You've got your own personal cheerleader out there this morning. We love it. Could be one of our program grads from the North Jersey Masters. It looks like it is. Brand new to the sport of running under the expert tutelage of Coach Ferraro. They're out here competing in their 5K this morning, so shout out to the North Jersey Masters and their coaching program for getting these folks to lace them up and get on the course and turn in this 5K this morning. Still seeing a lot of local faces out there. Scarlett and Anna, Sarthak, Christina Nicole, all racing out of Ridgewood. Christopher's in from Ramsey. Lots of smiling faces out there on Linwood Ave. And why wouldn't you be smiling? It is a beautiful Monday morning here in Ridgewood. Conditions just right for a 5K run. There's a nice breeze, not too muggy, and you're running with your friends and loved ones here in beautiful Bergen County. This youngster took his shoes off. He's going socks all the way across the finish line. We've got Kira, Jungmin, Yasuka, Nick, Aaron, and Smita all wrapping up their race. Feeling good, looking even better, runners. Congrats on your finish. If you can hear my voice, the finish line is just steps away. We've got Dad and his son, the youngster, waving to the crowd, just enjoying all the adulation. Dan and David finishing up. We've got Colin, Lindsay, Nicole, Lisa, Braddock, and Liz all finishing their 5K here. Once again, runners, please continue through the finish line and right back into the festival area. Once you cross the line, don't just stand and wait. We've got a lot of runners hot on your heels, and we got to leave the finish chute open for them too. But we do have refreshments available to help you recharge and refuel. So you can head on over to the refreshment tent and get that fuel back in the belly. And stick around for the mile events. They're coming up next. Again, we've got the mile, both elite and community on tap. And that'll be followed by the fun run. Again, we've got the YMCA Ridgewood Y fun run at 12:15. That is open and encouraged to have everybody join. In the meantime, we continue to highlight our athletes in 5K. We've got Heather and Les, Lily and Jillian, Allison and Shrenik. We've got Lauren joining us from Suffern, New York. More faces out of Ridgewood here. Tessa, Kathy, Megan. Craig's in from Inglewood. Alan's in from Stanford. Coming down and repping for Connecticut this morning. Here comes Chris and Nina. Roger and Rosie wrapping up their morning. Seeing a lot of the youngsters out there too. That's young Alex Lee out of Ridgewood. Alex, just 8 years old. North Jersey Masters waving the flag across the finish line this morning. Again, thank you for your support of this great event. We've got Ian Phelps, Aiden Kim. Quincy Park, all out of Ridgewood. Here's John Bradley and Alan Sievers.
There he is.
Some more of our local runners. Encouraging their friends and family to get across that finish line. We love the running camaraderie on display. It is one big happy running community here in Ridgewood. We all love the sport.
That ain't no 40.
Love cheering one another on. Love encouraging one another. Our coaches out there waving the pom-poms. Getting our program grads across the finish line. Our North Jersey Masters who are new to the sport out there competing this morning. Here comes Jean and Josie. We've got Ann and Andrew. Wayne, Nancy, Peter, and Tracy are all looking great out there. Looking even better than when you started about 38 minutes ago. Great showing this morning from the North Jersey Masters. Again, this is their event, so we expect the full squad to be out on the course this morning. There's Drew, our athlete from Team Achilles out there getting it done. Go Drew! Drew runs out of Mahwah, New Jersey. Once again, we've got a lot of our local teams out there, including the North Jersey Masters, but also the Garden State Track Club, our Clifton Road Runners, our Pacers, who run out of Glen Ridge, our Central Jersey Racing Team, who runs out of Cranford. We've seen the Leonia Track Club out there as well this morning. So again, no shortage of our local clubs competing in both the 10 and 5K here in Ridgewood. We've got Mina, Marianne, and Tanella all wrapping up this morning, loving their final footsteps here on Linwood Ave as they celebrate their 5K. Carrie and Atsuko, Nina, all finishing up their race. Here's Leah and Jacob along with Heather, running out of Ridgewood, New Jersey. Looking good, all smiles out there as they wrap up their 5K race. We've got Ella and Beth running out of Ridgewood. Eileen is here, Maya, Julia. The Surkovs out of Ridgewood, New Jersey. We've got Lucy and Erin coming in. Here's Jordan and Nishan. Stasia, Parker, Joanna. Harrison looking good. Harrison and Brody, just 9 years old, running a 5K this morning. And if you thought that was impressive, how about young Ala? 7 years old out there this morning. Well, we still see a lot of athletes on the course trying to get across that 5K finish line. And you've got plenty of time to do so. Again, we do have some more events on tap. We've got the mile categories coming up. The elite goes off around 11:15, followed by the community mile at 11:45. Some of our youngest runners out there getting a free ride for this 5K too. That's my kind of running. North Jersey Masters, all smiles at the finish line. Shout out to our coaches, our team that got the program grads out onto the course and running for the first time here in Ridgewood.
Where are you?
Well, as you can see, we've still got a lot of runners out there competing in this 5K. I think the bulk of the pack might be across the line. And again, we've still got other events. Once we clear the roadway here from this 5K, we will turn our attention to the mile races. So again, stick around all you milers. We've still got more action coming up. Mile events up next here at the Ridgewood Run following the finish of the 5K. Again, we want to keep shouting out our great athletes on the course. We've got a lot of youngsters out there looking good. Young Maeve is out there this morning. David is out there as well. And how about Audrey running at just 7 years old out of Westwood, New Jersey. Battery's running. What do you want to recharge? I just got the battery. Well, runners, we continue on here on this Monday morning. It is Memorial Day 2023, and we are running the 46th annual Ridgewood Run. This is the 5K portion. More of our North Jersey Masters coming in, new to the sport. Our program grads are out there and making it look good too. Go get them. North Jersey Masters in fine form this morning. We've seen a lot of young runners out there as well, which is great. The future of the sport is in great hands with our young runners on the course showing off their stuff. And here comes the rest of the Sullivan crew. 3 generations of Sullivans out there on the course. Grandfather, father, and grandson all finishing up. And obviously the granddaughters out there this morning too. Looking good. Congratulations to the Sullivans for coming out and running together on this Monday morning. A couple more runners hand in hand finishing side by side. Love to see the running camaraderie out there on Linwood Ave. Again, this is the 5K. We've still got a good number of athletes out there working hard to get to the line, so we'll continue announcing until they all cross. And again, we'll refocus our attention on the mile events, which are coming up next.